today, this guy he was a crack addict, and he was just an ordinary person in the world. And he said, you don't, he was getting interviewed. He was like a NASA scientist and all this. He says, you have no idea how pleasurable it is to smoke this crack. Because if you do it, you get in a pleasure that is not, you have never experienced before. And he says so many people, they do it once or something, they never stop. Is that it gives them that kind of, some kind of activation in their brain. So people, they're looking for this kind of pleasure, but that's in the holy name. See? This is why, because it gives you a pleasure like that. But that guy, after the interview, was a young guy. He, right after that, he even said, right after that interview, he died pretty quick, like maybe days. See? That's the world. But this is the pleasure the Lord wants to give. It's an increasing, deepening, and good for your body and your consciousness and for others. Look what this is doing. Look at the blessing this is giving people. You know? And it's got that and greater pleasure than that. That's why the Lord came to save us. Otherwise people turn to shit like that. Heroin also is like that, you know, get a high, like, and people turn to these things. But they need to turn to the holy name to get the real permanent pleasure. You know, this excessive play is very excessive and very wonderful. That's what you got to show. I mean, if you're, now when this is being demonstrated by even my students, this kind of chanting, this means this is what's here to take over. I mean, why would you do anything else? Why wouldn't you want to get the goal of the message of the Hare Krishna movement is this kind of chanting, isn't it? It's always been that message from the beginning. The Sankirtan movement, the Prema Sankirtan movement. Not just jumping up like monkeys. Okay, that's fine. You know, Hare Krishna, you see the other jumping up too, and you get inspired to jump up, you know, like on a pogo stick. I mean, that's okay, but, you know, how about Prema Sankirtan? Where you're inspired within, from within to chant. The taste. You know, like that. This is the message of the Hare Krishna movement. Is this demonstration of Prema Sankirtan. See, you come here, you get the message of the Bhagavatam. The message of Chaitanya Lila is Prema Sankirtan. See? And you get engaged in that very easily here, just by hearing. Just like you see Fannies and Amy's. You're getting this. Lalitas. See, associating with Prema devotees. It's always been. That's the message of the Bhagavatam. That's the message of Bhagavad Gita, is to associate with devotees who have love of God, even coming from Krishna, who is the source of that love. Arjuna heard from Krishna, who actually was God. You could say, when you hear from a devotee, it's the same in that sense. You know, they're empowered by that God. You know, they're bringing that God to you, and just like Arjuna, oh wow, my ears are like tongues. Keep on speaking these messages of these absolute truth that only you know. I only know these things because my Lord knows these things. And he shows his sons in this world. And the sons show the world. That's a disciplic line. Yeah, then you are empowered to be like that. Also, you become like that in the line, part of the family. There's no other way to get this. That's why they'll chant till they're blue in the face until they learn this lesson. This is the message of the Bhagavatam. This is the message. It's not by austerity. See, they haven't learned this yet. They need to hear this from a realized soul. It's not by austerity, not by your mantra chanting, not by your sadhana that you're going to attain this love of Vrindavan. It's through the devotees who have this love of Vrindavan. And they preach to you the confidential message.